So, fun embarrassing fact, for many years of my life, until an age that I'm not comfortable revealing, I thought that in America, Sematary was spelt the way it's spelt in this movie. For many, many a year. I'm not going to tell you how old I was when I realised how wrong and stupid I was.
Put the bucket back in the box.
Starring amongst others, Jason Clarke, Amy Sement, Jette Lawrence and John Lithgow. Directed by Kevin Kulsh and David Widmeyer, off of screenplay by Jeff Buhler. This is my review for Pet Sematary. And don't forget, if you do enjoy this review, do hit like and subscribe, because I'm getting close to 400 now, which is exciting. So, Pet Sematary is the story of the Creed family. They move into a new home with lots of beautiful surrounding woodland. They then find out there's a pet cemetery that's spelt wrong, very, very close to them. And some weird shit goes down at this cemetery. The cemetery can bring things back to life. And it doesn't take long for the negatives of that to come to light. What I will say quickly is that when I do reviews, I don't want to put spoilers in that haven't already been revealed by the marketing. But the last trailer for this gave away a lot. But I can only assume if they're fine to do it, I'm fine to do it. So, I mean, there is kind of spoilers in this review, but nothing that hasn't already been shown in the trailers, particularly that last one. But just a heads up, if you kind of want to go in blind and you haven't spotted that last trailer yet, then may want to come back to this a little bit later. I'm sort of familiar with Pet Sematary. I watched the original one when I was much younger. I've just literally got the original in 4K, which I haven't watched yet because I didn't want to watch this and then the new one. So I'm going to watch that at some point soon. But I remember somewhat enjoying it. And I do think, based on my limited memory of this one, that this is the better adaptation of the book. And for me, this movie is as memorable as it is because of the cast. This is a superbly cast movie. Everybody in this, there's, I say, 4 main players, and all of them just give 100% to this. Jason Clarke is an actor I've always liked, even in weaker movies. He's normally good in them. He was even good in Winchester, and that movie was really boring. Amy Sement is great as the tortured mum. There's a lot going on with her backstory and a horrible bit of her past involving her sister. John Lithgow is just an amazing actor all round. Always loved him. We watched Third Rock from the Sun recently, actually. Very fun show. But yeah, he's great in this one as well. He plays a very sort of dark and at times sort of sinister character. Like there's something untoward about him, but I like that he's not an outright bad guy. There's kind of a layer of this dude that kind of gets more unravelled as the movie goes along. I really liked his performance in this. But stealing the entire movie for me is a person whose name I might get wrong, Jette Lawrence. I'm assuming it's Jette. I hope it is. It sounds cool. She's the daughter in this one, and as that last trailer showed, she's the one who dies in this one. Her character takes the death and is the one that's brought back again. And she's a phenomenal young actress. She's a really sweet actress. So the first half of this movie, she's very, very sweet, she's very, very nice, and she does fine. Like, she does okay with what she has to work with. But when this story really gets going, when it's her brought back and she's having to be the one who's much more intimidating and evil and sinister, I was shocked at how well she nailed that. She terrified me. She really freaked me out. She nailed the scary sound effects, sort of the looks, the gestures, that the whole character just changed. From what she was to what she became, and the actress just did that instinctively, it seemed. There was still something there of the old girl, but not enough to be able to keep her humanity, and it was just so fascinating watching her unravel, watching her make this character unravel in the way that she did. And I was really impressed that she really, really got what she had to do with this, and I look forward to seeing big things from her if this performance is anything to go by. And I also like that there's a dark wit with this movie as well. It's not devoid of laughs. They come few and far between, but they are there sometimes. The absurdity of the situation isn't lost on the writers by the feel of it. There's just the odd little reference, the odd little joke here and there that kind of helps to levitate the mood when things become a bit too sombre. But what about scares? Is this a scary movie? And yes, I would say it is. The jump scares don't work quite as well for me in this. They're much of the same thing where most of the time you can see them coming. Like, it's set up to be like, here comes the jump scare in 3, 2, 1, and that's what we get. But what makes this actually genuinely scary is its ability to build tension. Because it feels like from the opening of this movie right to the close, the tension is just continuing to ramp up and up and up. And when it's crafted in that way, when the tension is effective, as it is here, I don't mind so much that the jump scares didn't really work for me. Like, that was okay, because I was still scared of what was going on before that inevitable jump scare. And I really admired the choices that this made as well. I didn't expect it to go in the way that it went. The ending is different from the one that we've seen before, at least I believe it is. But I wasn't expecting it to wrap up the way it did. I found the ending to be a bit abrupt, like it was a bit like, oh, okay, now we're done. But at the same time, I really like what they did with it, because they were taking chances. They didn't wrap things up with a neat little bow. It did not go the way I thought it would. And watching as many movies as I do, it's great to be surprised by some things, and Pet Sematary certainly did that. And it's actually quite impressive that they were able to keep this thing as scary and as tense as it is, because there are moments where it does feel a little bit silly, particularly when we see the cat. There's some shots of the cat that work great, though. The cat's actually terrifying on occasion, but there are other shots where he just looks like a fake cat. Oh, and the cat, by the way, is Churchill, is the name of the cat, Church. John Lithgow played Winston Churchill, and there's a nice little nod to that in the movie that I wasn't expecting. But yeah, the cat's effects didn't work all the time for me. Sometimes it was a little bit silly, but that was kind of part of the charm for it with me in a way. Like, I didn't actively dislike that. It just did on occasion just take me out of it a little bit, especially when we had a close-up on the cat like that. Probably keep the cat at a distance may have been my advice for this one. There's a few other problems that I have with the movie. There's certain subplots that some of them don't feel like they go anywhere, or they don't feel like they really had a place. Particularly the wife's character, Rachel, and the story of her sister and what happened to her sister back in the day. Like, it's interesting. Like, I was interested to see what was going on, but it was one of those subplots that it feels like if it was taken out of the movie, I don't really think the movie would have been any less for it. And there's a few things like that here where it does kind of feel like padding in an already short movie. But saying that, I had a great time with Pet Sematary. From start to finish, like, I enjoyed most things in it. Got some problems, but, you know, I normally do. But I was happy overall. I'm going to give Pet Sematary an 8 out of 10. Have you seen Pet Sematary yet? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and do let me know what your favourite Stephen King adaptation is as well, or book, just talking about Stephen King. His books, I do enjoy. I haven't read many of them because I find he's very, very wordy. It takes me a lot to be able to get into a Stephen King book, but the adaptations, the ones that are good, I do really enjoy. I'm looking forward to it later this year as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Stephen King. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to talk to me on there, at Joe Julians. Do hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of them, because there'll be plenty more reviews coming soon. Avengers Endgame tickets are booked for the midnight release. It's a difficult thing, isn't it? Because I want to be able to stay awake for that. So I'm going to need coffee or energy drinks, but at the same time, I don't want to need the toilet every few minutes. Can I bring a catheter into this thing? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to try and stay awake, but I'm very excited for Avengers. So yeah, do look out for that review coming later this month, and plenty more reviews too. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.